Hey, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to take time to reach out to you and let you know what's going on. I know we're all probably doing what we should and can to isolate ourselves and get ahead of the spread of this virus. But in the meantime, just because we're taking prudent steps doesn't mean that we can't continue in fellowship. And really, that's what I want to talk to you about, the plans here in Leavenworth for OCF. First of all, I think I'd just like to talk to you about Zoom. We're going to try to continue what we've been doing via Zoom. So, Discipleship Training Breakfast, we're off this week because of spring break, but I do want to kick back off next Friday, the 27th, and we'll call it a fancy new name. We'll call it Virtual Discipleship Training Breakfast. And we're going to start about a half an hour later, so 6:30 to 7:30. We'll do that via Zoom. The meeting number and password will be in the comments section here of this post. Additionally, we're going to I'm going to lead our Sunday school this Sunday, the 22nd at 09:30. We're going to try to establish that via Zoom. We'll continue on with, what we've already been doing. So 2 Samuel 19 this week. I'll also put the meeting ID and password for that in the comments as well. If you are a regular participant for our email, you should get those via email today. And if you're a regular participant in Discipleship Training Breakfast, you should get that information emailed to you today. But it will be in the comments. If you've got any questions, though, feel free to call me, DM me, whatever, and I'll be glad to pass that information to you. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, if you are a member of Officers Christian Fellowship, you can take part in our social network that we're using called Mighty Networks. And this is a way, really what it sounds like is a network of like-minded, interested OCF members. So we've created 3 communities within that. One is the Leavenworth Officers Christian Fellowship. That's just our general ministry page. That's where, we'll put out information. We'll make announcements about ministry events. And then we'll have 2 that are private groups, easy to get into though. Leavenworth DTB and Leavenworth Neighbor NBS for Neighborhood Bible Studies. And that's where you can also find, for both of those, information on particularly DTB, that Zoom information, and anything else that we try to do, we'll be posting in there. And Neighborhood Bible Studies, that one I hope to get our Neighborhood Bible Studies leaders in there as a way to connect and continue in fellowship with their studies going on. This is a place where you can post study materials. You can post links to whatever you're going to do, but you can also just stay connected in there. If you are an OCF member, you've already received an email inviting you to this. If you didn't get it, or it likely may have gone to your spam or junk mail, please check that out. But if you need the link, you are already an OCF member and you need the link to that, please send me a DM or a text or an email if you've got those, and I'll resend you the link to join that. I'd ask you to please get into all of those and check it out and figure it out. It's kind of in beta. But this is, God works in great ways, and He's given us an opportunity to test it out and figure it out. So any sort of feedback you can give us would be awesome. Again, though, this is an event. I know a lot of our participants aren't necessarily Officers Christian Fellowship members. And this is a tool that is specifically for OCF members. But the great news is it is super easy to join Officers Christian Fellowship. So I'll post that link in the comments also. But it is, if you'd like to join, it is www.ocfusa.org/join. It'll take you about 1 minute to join, and it's free. After you've joined, please again send me a note, and I'll send you the link on how you can connect to OCF and Mighty Networks. The other one we're still working on, it's also pretty early, but right now, Media at Work, Officers Christian Fellowship has access to that. And this is something you can access, obviously, through an app on your phone and computer, but also on your TV, through Roku and some of your smart devices or TVs. Still working on this one, figuring it out, but it's got a lot of really great, as I've started to get through, really great resources, study materials, study courses, and you get some updates from them. So I'm still figuring that one out, but if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll get you the information for that as well. And then the last two things I want to talk to you about today are just some of the things that we've talked about or I've put out on through Facebook from some of our ministry friends and what they're doing, and how how the Lord has provided them opportunities to kind of expand and change their ministries to adapt to the situation as well. First one is Planting Roots. That is a women's military ministry that was founded here in Leavenworth. And we've put out some information on Instagram and Facebook for them, that for their Strength to Thrive conference that was originally supposed to be an in-person day-long conference here in Kansas City. It's still going on, is the great news. The same technology that is allowing everybody else to adjust, they're taking advantage of that. So that's going to be for the 4th of April from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. It's a free conference, but it does require registration. So instead of reading you that whole link, I'll post the link again in the comment section here. Again, Planting Roots, Strength to Thrive virtual conference will be the 4th of April, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Link to registration, again, free registration, and the link will be in the comments. And then finally, our pals, Phil and Amy Parsons over at Fort Leavenworth Campus Life Campus Life Military, who do run club and our youth program here on Fort Leavenworth, and are involved in youth ministry in the Leavenworth community. So their club, their Wednesday night club, is going to continue very much the same way, but via Zoom. And if you go to their Facebook page, Phil was live last night and described how that's going to work. And he's got all of the relevant Zoom information that you need. But you can also send him an email to his email, which is pparsons, so Parsons @yfc.net. Again, pparsons @yfc.net. So if you've got kids 6th grade through high school, and they're involved in that, or they, as they're dealing with the changes here and the kind of the uncertainty of no school and no social interaction, or more limited direct social interaction. Again, Phil and Amy are awesome, and they are powerfully involved in our kids' lives. So go to their Facebook or send Phil an email for that. And again, I just want to encourage everybody. Physical separation doesn't have to mean spiritual and emotional separation. We can still continue in fellowship, and I believe that this is an opportunity that the Lord is providing us for everybody to sort of grow and change how we network and how we fellowship with each other. But again, we're called to biblical fellowship with other believers. So take this time, take the opportunity, please, to stay connected. And I'm so excited to see how the Lord works through this. And I'm praying for everybody's continued health. And I can't wait to see you at all of these events. So God bless.